Please let me know whether my screen is visible or not. Please anyone reply. Okay, thank you. We'll start today's session. I think this is class number 3 of your subject kinematics of machines, right? And we have started with our first model, right? That is the introduction to kinematics of machines. And we have gone through the definition, what is the theory of machine, and what is dynamics, what is kinetics, statics. Okay. Then also we have seen the analogy between a human body and a machine, right? And we have completed this one, kinematic link and types of kinematic links. Okay. Also we have started with the kinematic page, and we have discussed some classifications of kinematic page, right? Today I'll wind up this kinematic page and I'll start with this kinematic child. Okay. Directly I'll go to the kinematic page. This is about a kinematic link, types of links. Okay. So as I've discussed, the kinematic page is nothing but a combination of two links. Okay. When you consider any two links, if there is a combination of two links and they are moving in such a way that their relative motion is completely constrained or successfully constrained, it means the path is restricted to a certain rule. In this case, the rule is the piston has to slide, okay, and with respect to the crank, it has to be rotated. There should not be any linear motion. So that is nothing but a completely constrained motion, right? So when two links or elements of a machine are connected together in such a way that the relative motion is completely constrained or successfully constrained, so then those two links, you can consider any two links, either cylinder or piston or connecting rod or crank. So all they will form a kinematic page. Okay, and we have started with this types of kinematic page. Okay, first one is based on the type of relative motion between kinematic links. Okay, whether it may be a sliding motion, so that we can call the type of pair as a sliding pair. Okay, if it is a rotary motion, such kind of pair will be known as a turning pair. When you consider a ball bearing or roller bearing, the type of motion will be combination of both sliding and turning. Okay, so that's why we will call it as a rolling pair. And if you are transmitting the motion between two links such a way that their relative motion is both combination of sliding and turning with the help of screw threads. Okay, I'll mention the word, with the help of screw threads, both the links are moving with respect to each other. So such pair is known as a screw pair, and finally spherical pair. Okay, so quickly I'll go through the sliding pair. You can see the type of motion is sliding. It means a linear motion. Okay, wherever you can see there is a sliding motion. I have taken an example of a rectangular block having a square hole that is called as a link B. Okay, and inside that square hole there is a square bar or square shaft. I'll call this square bar as a link A. Okay, it means the link A is sliding with respect to link B. Okay, since the cross section area is square, so it cannot rotate. It can only have a linear motion. Okay, it means it is a combination of two links in such a way that one link can only slide with respect to other links. Okay, then we have gone through the turning pair. Okay, when the relative motion between two links in the form of a rotary. Okay, in the form of a rotary motion, I can call that as a turning pair. Okay, all these are example of a turning pair, and specifically I have taken a block which is having a circular hole. Okay, inside that circular hole there is a circular shaft. The cross section area is in the form of circle. Okay, and I have provided a stopper to this shaft so that I can avoid the linear motion. Okay, so there is no motion either from left to right or right to left. Only the shaft can rotate. Okay, link A, that is the shaft. Okay, it can rotate with respect to link B. Okay, it means it is a turning pair. Okay, so this was the example of a turning pair. Then we have considered a rolling pair, which is nothing but a combination of a rotary motion as well as a linear motion. Okay, wherever you can see there will be a turning motion as well as it is moving forward. You can consider this bike or this bicycle. Okay, so the wheels are turning with respect to the axle or the shaft axis, and also they are moving in a forward direction. there is a combination of both linear and rotary motion. So such pair between two links, I can call it as a rolling pair. So I consider the example of a ball bearing. Okay, inside this ball bearing, this is the inner race, outer race. Between those, there is a ball. Okay, it is rotating about its own axis, as well as it is having a sliding motion about the shaft. Okay, it is rolling over another. So this was the same example. Okay, so this is a image of a roller bearing, roller type of bearing. This is a shaft. Okay, and this is the inner race, outer race, and this is the ball. This is the roller. So it is rotating about its own axis, and it is rolling above the axis of the shaft. Then we have discussed this screw pair. Means when there is a relative motion between two links in such a way that again there is a combination of linear as well as rotary with the help of a screw threads. Okay, such motion is called as a combination of linear and rotary with the help of threads, so that I can say the type of pair is a screw pair. Okay, so this also same. Shaft is having a threads over its periphery. Okay, and this is the block which is having internal threads. So this is one element, this is one element, so both will form a screw pair. So same figure, so in the examination you can draw this one. Okay, even the rough diagram is also okay. Okay, I consider the example of bolt and a nut. There are two links, they will form a screw pair. And also we have discussed spherical pair. Okay, so I think in your car mirror or bicycle mirror and the robotic arms, those joints, they are made of this spherical pair. It is having two links, one is a socket and one more is a ball. Okay, so in this case the degrees of freedom is 3. In the previous case, so whether it is a sliding, turning, okay, it is a rolling, sorry, in a sliding and turning, it is a degrees of freedom is 1. In case of a rolling, it is rolling and screw pair, it is degrees of freedom is 2. But in the case of spherical pair, the ball can rotate about the z axis, that is 1 degrees of freedom, and it can swivel front and back and left and right about x axis and y axis. So the degrees of freedom for a spherical pair is 3. Okay, so this one is an example of a spherical pair. So these joints of a robot. Okay, these are arm joints, forearm, they are made of this spherical pair. Okay, so and I'll go to the second criteria based on the type of contact between two links, two kinematic links or elements. So I can classify as a lower pair and a higher pair. Okay, so just remember the keyword for this lower pair is a surface contact. Okay, so you can consider two wooden blocks. Okay, so this is one element or one kinematic link, or above which there is one more. Okay, so this is a sliding pair also, because this is sliding with respect to the below block, but I'll concentrate only on the type of contact. Okay, the surface, the below surface of this second link, okay, and the above surface of the first link. I'll consider this as a first link and this is a second link. Okay, and the type of contact is a surface. Okay, there is no line contact, there is no point contact. Okay, so that I can call this kind of a pair as a lower pair. Okay, so you can consider the iron box also. Okay, the type of contact between two elements is again a surface contact. Okay, so this is also a moonwalk, it is also surface contact, and this is skating, is also surface contact. Okay, and when you consider again a square block having a square hole and a square shaft, right? So the type of contact between two links is a surface. Okay, the some surface of the square bar and the inner surface of this square block, they are in contact. Okay, so I can call the type of contact is surface, hence again it is a lower pair. Okay, again in the case of a circular shaft with a circular hole, the outer periphery of the shaft is in contact with the inner periphery of this hole. Okay, again the type of contact is surface. Then I'll go to the next one, that is a higher pair. Okay, for the keyword for this higher pair is a line or point contact. Okay, just consider an example of a roller bearing or ball bearing. Okay, this is the inner race, okay, and the outer race. The outer race is fixed and the inner race is connected to the shaft. Okay, as the shaft starts rotating, the ball bearings also starts rotating, they will start rolling. they will rotate about its own axis, and they will be having a sliding motion with respect to the shaft. Okay, and my point is, I'm not going to study what is the type of motion. I'm going to consider what is the type of contact. Okay, between this ball bearing and this inner race, the type of contact is a point contact. Okay, the type of contact is point. So you can see here, the type of contact is a point. The complete surface of the ball is not in contact with this inner race. Okay, only some portion, only some point of this ball is in contact with this inner surface. And when you consider a roller bearing, okay, there will be a line contact. There will be a line contact because the shape of this roller bearing in the form of cylindrical. Okay, the type of contact between this roller and the inner race is a line contact. Okay, and when you consider a cam and follower, okay, this will come in the fourth model. Okay, I'll explain what it is in the fourth model. So this is a follower, and this is a cam profile, which is used in IC engines to control the motion of inlet port and the exhaust port. Okay, so this is not a continuous motion. This is the intermittent motion, because after certain interval of time only, it will move up. Okay, and this is one element, and this is one more element, and the type of contact is again a point contact. Okay, the type of contact is again a point contact. And when you consider this meshing of gears, okay, the meshing of the driver gear and the driven gear, and the type of contact between the gear teeth is again a point contact. Okay, so all these comes under higher pair. And when you consider the wheel of a bicycle, and it is having a point contact or line contact with respect to the earth surface. Okay, the complete wheel surface is not contact with the earth. Only certain portion of this wheel is in contact with the earth. Okay, again the wheels of a skating board, okay, that also comes under a higher pair. Okay, just remember the keyword. If there is a line or point contact, it comes under higher pair. If there is a surface contact like this, so it comes under lower pair. Okay, I think there is no doubt in this. If any doubts, please ask. If it is clear, you can say yes or no. Okay, so that I can go forward. Okay, thank you. Your feedback is very, very much important. After the class, I'll share this notes so that you can prepare parallelly. Okay, so these are the definitions. These are the definitions and examples. Whatever I explained, I'll share the notes after the class. Okay, so you can see the type of contact between a roller and the earth surface. So it is a line contact. It is a point contact. It will come under higher pair. Okay. So this is about a kinematic pair and its types. Okay. Can anyone tell what is the kind of this pair here? So there is a circular shaft and there is a circular disc. Okay. So what is the kind of pair? It is having a rotary motion as well as a linear. Correct. Who is that? What is your name? Okay, thank you, Pratik. Okay, it is a turning pair. Okay, and it is not having any stopper or collar. So this is isometric view of this one. So since there is no stopper, the shaft can also slide. Okay, it can rotate as well as slide. So it is a combination of both the sliding pair and the turning pair. If you are going to provide a stopper around this shaft, you can prevent the sliding motion. Then it comes under complete turning motion. Okay, and what about this second one? Anyone? What is the kind of pair? Screw pair. Yeah, correct. Very good. Okay, so again there is a combination of a rotary motion and a linear motion with the help of a screw threads. What about this C? Sliding pair. Correct. Okay, and what about this E? This is sliding, correct. and one more is you can call it as a lower pair also. Correct. It comes under both as a sliding pair as well as a lower pair, because this red color link and this blue color link, they are having a surface contact. Okay, and finally this is this one, spherical pair. Correct, because there is a socket, and there is a ball. Okay, correct. Okay, and then let's take next heading, kinematic shine. Kinematic shine. So my laptop battery is about to 26%, so we'll see what happens. Okay, if there is a power supply, I'll continue the class. Okay, so please take this one, kinematic shine. So I have started with a kinematic link, kinematic pair, then I'll go to this kinematic shine. After that there is a mechanism, after that there is a machine. Okay, so please write down this kinematic shine. Okay, I'll consider this one, see the animation. Okay, so this is a 4-bar shine. Okay, so there will be a platform, you can say a wooden table or the earth surface to which this 4-bar shine is fixed. Okay, you can see here it is fixed at this point also, this point also, means it is fixed to some platform. I'll consider that platform or a frame as one link. Okay, and this green color link which is at the left side, I'll consider that is also one more link, and this blue color one more link, and this bigger green color link is also one more. Means there are totally 4 links. Okay, it means it is a combination of kinematic pairs or kinematic link. Okay, so better I can say it is a group of kinematic pairs. Okay, if there is only one link, I can call it as a kinematic link. If there are 2 links, I can call it as a kinematic pair. If there are more than 2 pairs, okay, you can see there is a frame or a fixed frame to which this link is attached. Okay, that is also one link, that is a fixed link. Okay, so between the frame and this green color link, so that is one pair. Again between this green color and blue color there is one more pair. Okay, again this blue color and this bigger green color shaft, you can say a lever, there is one more pair. Again between this and this there is one more pair. There are totally 4 pairs, so I can say it is a group of kinematic pairs which is used to transfer the motion from inlet to outlet. If you are connecting this, I can call this as a crank. Okay, wherever there is a rotary motion, so that link I can call it as a crank. Okay, it will be connected to a motor or a shaft. So when you are giving an input which is a kind of a circular motion, you can see the path. Okay, just wait for a second. Okay, the battery is about to die, so we'll see what happens. Okay, the input motion is a circular and the output motion you are seeing it is oscillatory. Just see the path, that red color line. Okay, so how can you define a kinematic shine? It is a group of kinematic pairs connected together for the purpose of transmitting the force or the motion. And one more condition is they should follow certain path. Okay, you just consider any point on any link, always they should move in a certain path. There should not be any deviation. Then only I can call that combination of kinematic pair as a kinematic shine. When you consider any point on this crank, always it will follow a circular path. Okay, and when you consider any point on this link 3, again always it will follow an oscillatory motion from left to right and right to left. Okay, it means the path is fixed, the path is according to certain rule. Okay, so I can call this combination of a link as a kinematic shine. Okay, example are 4-bar shine, single slider crank shine, double slider crank shine. The further slides I'll try to explain in detail. Okay, you can consider this also, the second one. Okay, so you can see this consider point E. Okay, so it is also following certain path. Okay, it may be an ellipse also approximately. So it is a combination of a group of so many kinematic pairs such that each point on each link they'll follow a certain path, you can call it as a rule. Okay, and here also you can see there is a group of so many kinematic pairs, and you just consider any point on any link, always they will follow a certain path. Okay, certain path. So this is having a rotary motion. You can see this one is a rotary motion, and this is oscillatory, this is also oscillatory, this is also a combination of both. Okay, and just take this conditions required to form a kinematic chain. If you want to say any group of kinematic pairs as a kinematic chain, these two conditions has to be satisfied, then only I can say it is a kinematic chain, otherwise it is not a kinematic chain. Okay, so please take this this formula, these two formula, L is equal to 2p minus 4 and J is equal to 3 by 2 L minus 2. Please take down this. So L is nothing but number of kinematic links. Okay, P is nothing but number of kinematic pairs, and J is number of joints between links. Okay, I'll take some examples. Don't worry about this one. Just take this notes, this slide. So these two conditions has to be satisfied, then only I can say the group of kinematic pairs as a kinematic chain. Just wait. So there is a power interruption in my native place, so anytime this meeting may close. So in that case I will continue in the next class. Okay, so I'll share the notes in the Google Classroom. Please practice in the next session and in the next class. Okay, and in the tomorrow's class I'll continue this kinematic chain. Okay, if any doubts, please you can call me or you can WhatsApp me. So I'll share this notes and I'll just practice this. Okay, and please give your attendance and you can join the next class. Okay. Okay, sorry for the interruption. Please give your attendance. Please give the attendance and you can join the next class. Okay, thank you.